Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Tiandra, good to see you. Whatever time it is you're watching this, I'm glad that you're here. Good to see you while we're getting set up. Okie pokey, good to see you. Rude Girl 825, good to see you. You know, I like to say hello to everybody. So while you're checking in, you can always let me know where you're checking in from because that just helps build community. We get to see where people are. Joseph Wimberly, good to see you. So, love to say hello to you. I appreciate you being here. Hope you had a fantastic day. And tonight we're going to talk about commitment issues and addressing commitment issues. It'll be fun. We're also going to do something else. We're also going to check in. So yesterday we had our talk yesterday and about taking action. And so today will be a check-in day to see who actually took action on the things that they said they were going to do, on the commitments. Hey, Terry Lynn, good to see you. Matt Chris 8, good to see you. So I appreciate you being here on a Friday. Last one, good to see you. Karma for you watch, good to see you. Smooth Lady 100, good to see you. So everybody across all the platforms, I'm happy to see you. Joy Brooks, good to see you as well. Kelly, Jay Weaver. So in the comment section, while we are checking in, let me know if you have been committed to your action that you said you were going to take, right? We said that we were going to do something, take action with something to move us forward. In the last 24 hours, I said, okay, do something that moves you forward. Make a decision, to make a commitment to move forward. So post it in the comment section. I want to see if you have been taking action. We are in our 40 days of fulfillment. This is day 3. And while we are moving forward, we have to make sure that we are being accountable, that we are taking action. I'll share for me, this is day 3 of water fasting. So I've been fasting for 3 days, only drinking water. And so that's what's been going on with me. My life, my body feels it. It feels great, actually. My body feels great. I feel a little tired, but not like anything to take away my excitement and joy for life. I've been able to do everything that I do at the farm, and these 3 days have been fantastic. I watched that one just a little bit ago, but I'm taking action and moving forward. 3 interviews and changing diet. That's what's up. Glad to hear that. So this is what it's all about. I've cleaned out 3 different areas of my house. Perfect. So Terry Lynn's taking action. Natalie's taking action. I'm glad to see you taking action. But let's just address, while we are posting in the comments, the actions that we've been taking, being accountable. Let's talk about why sometimes commitment is such an issue and why we need to address this area of our lives, right? And so we can look at something like a 40-day of fulfillment process where we are deciding, we are actively, intentionally deciding that we are going to remove certain things from our lives in order to make advancements in one way or another. For me, I want the discipline again of knowing that I have the power to make a decision about food. Food does not rule me. Food is not my master. I might enjoy food, but guess what? Nope. For these 40 days, I'm going to determine exactly how this is laid out. I'm fasting in a particular way, right? Removing something from my life. Others of us have said, hey, I'm removing clutter from my life. I'll take and I'm going to remove a bag of trash from areas of my house and bags of clothes or whatever it may be. I'm going to remove step by step. I'm going to take these things out and remove them from my life. Perhaps you've been in a relationship with someone and that relationship has come to an end, but you still have mementos and different things that keep you connected to that person. You're holding on to different things they might have given you, or even more importantly, you might be still holding on to the experiences and listening to the same love songs and going the same places and reliving all the same stuff, right? Well, something you can move out. So why is it when we come to a commitment, it's hard for us to do it? Oftentimes, when we lack making a commitment to change, we look at, first of all, the fear of what is going to happen, right? We have this fear of what is going to happen. I'm afraid that if I do this, then something is going to happen. And so we start developing this idea in our mind, and it starts to become very real of a negative outcome, something that is undesirable for us. And so we create it. We create this image, and it becomes it becomes something that becomes real to us. That image, fear, the thing that we are afraid of becomes so real, it will stop you from taking action and committing today. What if I ask this person to marry me and we end up divorced, like my family members or like my friends or like different ones I know? What if this person, if I make this commitment, what if they cheat on me? What if? So we don't go. Instead, we will focus on the fear, talk ourselves out of the possibility, and not make a move. And then we'll be stuck in this place of what could have been. We lack the commitment. Or perhaps we have not matured enough to make a commitment. And what do I mean by that? We can get a situation in our life. We can see it repeated over and over again. But we have not grown up enough in order for us to decide that we are willing and ready to leave what has been to step into a greater level of living. See, it requires something of us to make a commitment. Commitment says, all right, I'm going to do this thing, but I have to pay a price for this next level. I have to pay a price in order to leave where I am to go to where I'm thinking about. I have to pay a price. And sometimes we haven't matured enough to actually say that we want to pay the price. So we don't make commitments. We might act interested. Oh, I'm interested. We might, do things without necessarily making sure that we are tied in and committed. Because we're not really ready to go all the way. There's still some other things in my life that are important to me, and I'm not ready yet to make a full commitment here because I'm really living in both worlds. I'm a little bit here, but I'm a little over here too. So that's why I really can't make a commitment. Oftentimes in relationships, we see this. How come this person won't make a commitment? How come they won't go all in on this experience or this opportunity or this relationship? Why won't they do it? Well, the bottom line is there's possibility that there are some things, either fearful things, lack of maturity things, that would keep us from making a commitment. We can be failure. We can be failure minded. That's why we don't make the commitment. I, I'm so used to failing that I believe if I make this commitment to you, if I make this commitment to this situation, I just don't believe that I'm going to be consistent enough to show up enough. And I'm going to end up disappointing you. So we have all these possibilities of reasons why we don't commit. And we choose instead to be committed to what is comfortable, to be committed to what we have been involved with for a long time, what is familiar. We instead choose to be committed to our current situation. And your current situation is a killer as it pertains to your possible situations. See, we can look at our current situation and think that since we've been here, since we've been in this, since we've been experiencing this for so long, this is what we are, this is our end all be all. But that's not the case. So if we're going to address the issue of commitment, we have to do so with action. Like, do you want to be committed? Take action. Like, what do you mean take action? It sounds so simple. It is. But in order to be committed, there has to be a first action. You have to do something that's going to say, I am invested in this situation. I was thinking about how when we decide that we're going to do something, I was thinking about this in terms of health and wellness, right? And having been an owner of a gym and training clients, having all that, people will say to me, oh, well, I'm going to start working out. Like I'm going to join the gym. I'm going to come get training once I kind of get my body in shape first. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. Okay. How many of those people do you think ever actually take action to get their body moving first, and then they show up for training and all that kind of stuff? It rarely ever happens, but people say it all the time. The reason people say that is because there's a fear. They know, like when we're out of shape, we know when we're not and well, like feeling well and well conditioned. We know that, right? We know our bodies, we know ourselves. And so the one thing we don't want to do is show up in a situation and say to somebody, look, I know I'm really out of shape. We don't really want to expose ourselves that way. So instead we say, hey, I'm going to handle it by myself, and then I'll get some help. Generally doesn't happen. We generally will not take that kind of action. We'll think about it, but we won't take action. So sometimes in your life, when you're looking at commitments, one of the things that you can do to help you take action is to involve someone else. Get some counsel, get wise counsel from someone else that can encourage you along. Find somebody that is willing to meet you where you are and help you take the first step. See, sometimes we think so big, so grand, and we stay stuck in the big and grand that we don't move it all the way back to the right now. What can you do? Yesterday, we talked about this. The first thing we're going to do as we are looking to transform our lives, we are going to look out to the end, to the full vision. What do we see? We're going to picture it, envision it, and then we need to walk it all the way back to our right now. That's where between the full vision that is big and grand and right now, where the seed is, where it's really small, we start breaking it down, simplifying the process. All the way back, you go from being a full tree, bearing fruit, having all kinds of wonderful fruit, wonderful leaves. You go from that back to the seed. How does the seed get from where it is, seed form, to the full fruitful tree? Then the process starts. The process starts when you first have the seed. We talked about it last night. We make a deposit. We do something. Let's put the seed in the ground. Cover it up with dirt. Step number one, the simple action. What is see, when we look at commitment, we think till death do us part. Great. That's a great commitment to make. However, let's walk it back. How about have a first conversation? How about that first? Instead of thinking about losing 100 pounds, how about think about, let me lay out my gym clothes. Forget working out. Don't worry about working out. Let me lay out my gym clothes. Let me lay out my gym clothes for 7 days. Here you go. Let me lay out my gym clothes for 40 days. Right? I've been wanting to lose weight for a long time. Fantastic. Great. That sounds wonderful. What are you going to do first? Well, I'm thinking about hitting the gym. Don't do that. Lay out your gym clothes for 40 days. That doesn't seem like anything. Oh, really? Be consistent then. Because here's the thing. Discipline is not really your issue. Commitment, it's not really your issue. The issue is that you are committed to something that produces an outcome that is undesirable. See, the truth is we're all committed to something, but it oftentimes means if we really evaluate our life, it oftentimes means that the thing that we're committed to is producing an undesirable outcome. And we think lack of commitment. I'm like, no. You're not lacking commitment. You're not lacking commitment. You're simply committed to something that is not producing the outcome that you said you desired. So, if you plan on living for a little bit, start taking actions that may seem to you to be like so simple. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because we're strategizing life more abundantly. So what do? Okay, let's stick with this transformation of your body. Okay, so we're going to lay out our clothes for 40 days straight. What you're going to say during this process to yourself is, I could do more than that. Great. So once you do the simple thing, the thing that you think is so simple, you're going to start telling yourself you are going to elevate your own life to a greater level of commitment, because you're going to start seeing, look, I've been laying out these clothes for 40 days. My trainer, I'm being your trainer right now. I'm telling you, look, 40 days from now, if you want to work with me, not real life right now, 40 days, it's going to take you 40 days and before I want to even see if I want to work with you. Like, what do you mean? I'll pay you right now. Yeah, yeah. I need to know you're committed. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to lay out your clothes for 40 days. Okay. Or I want you to take a picture of all of your meals. Take a picture with your phone for 40 days. Don't change your diet. Don't stop eating what you're eating. Don't do any of that. Eat everything that you eat, fine. But I want you to lay out your clothes and I want you to take a picture of your food. See you in 40 days. I want you to text me every day. See you in 40 days. Then in 40 days, I will decide if I want to work with you. You know why I'm going to decide? Because you are going to give me all the proof as to whether or not I should work with you. And so here, let me just tell you what's going to happen in 40 days. 40 days from now, I will work with you if I have 40 days of pictures, text messages, and you've laid out your clothes. If you produce 39 on the 40th day, I'm going to tell you no. Right? Like, but that seems so hard. No, it's not so hard. Why would you do that? See, I'm giving you coaching, but you can coach yourself this same way, right? Why would you do that? Because I want to know more than anything if you're going to be committed. Because guess what? On day 41, when we start working with your body, that's going to be more challenging. That's going to be the challenge only gets greater. The weights only get heavier. It's going to be more challenging. From laying out your clothes, you're going to move into something else that is more taxing on you mentally and emotionally. Commitment always requires more. Like when you're committed to the desirable outcome, it's going to require more than what has been. You're making a whole life change. So your commitment is going to require more. That's why people will go from, oh, hey, I met this girl. First, we're texting. Cool, we're texting. Oh, okay. Next level, she actually wants to talk on the phone. All right, now we're having conversation on the phone. Next level, oh, we're going to go out. We're going out. All right, it's a group of us. We're going out. Okay, cool. Next level, we're going out together, just one-on-one. Next level, you know what I'm saying? We're next leveling, next level, level up. Man, it's been a little while. We're really loving each other. We've been reading Brian's book on relationships, right? Like we've been all this stuff together, right? We're here. We're ready. Man, I think I'm ready to pop the question. I went and I had some wise counsel. I'm ready to pop the question. Every level is requiring more. Requires more time, more attention, more devotion. It's going to require more. You're going to the next level. Oh, it's going to require more. But it's a good thing because the reward of the commitment is greater as you go higher. So think about it. You're like, okay, first I'm laying out my clothes. I'm taking pictures of my food and I'm sending text messages. My body's not changing, but I know I'm dedicated. Then I get to day 41 because I've been doing this for 40 days. Now I'm putting on these gym clothes. I'm going for a walk. So now I have a 40-day commitment to this. I'm getting in condition. This is what happens. So there are phases of development. First, you got to start conditioning yourself to know that what you're talking about, you really want. Don't go all in. Don't try to go all in from Jump Street. No, don't do that. You're not built for that yet. First, you got to know that I need to know that I'm able to do this. I got to start winning on a daily level. You start winning on a daily level by taking daily action. That's why I said, come up with something you can do for 40 days. 40 days, take action. 40 days. Like take action. Boom, something simple every day. Boom, I can do this. It can be a matter of time. It can be a matter of right? Particular interest, a particular activity, particular engagement. What is it that you want to do? You could be eliminating things. Like, here you go right now, because some of us have such toxic relationships because of the people that we're involved with. For the next 40 days, I want you to go through your social media accounts, go through your phone list. Every day, go through and delete 3 people out. Every day, just go through and say, you know what? This no longer serves me. Let me delete, let me delete, let me delete. I need to rid my atmosphere of things that have been tormenting my mind. Let me delete. There are some people in my phone that if they do text me, I'm holding my breath thinking, how terrible is this message going to be? How much life is this going to take from me? Delete. Delete. This delete season. Delete. I'm fasting from negativity. Delete. You're out. Somebody show up in your life right now being negative. Delete. You got to go. I'm in a different season of life. You got to tell them, I'm in a different season of life. My soil has to be right. We talked about soil last night. If you're going to plant something and grow something healthy, you better put it in some healthy, rich soil. And anybody right now in this phase of your life, for the next 40 days, I am speaking as your coach. You don't have to claim me as your coach, but you're sitting here listening, so it's all good. I'm your coach for the next 40 days. Delete negativity from your life. Whether you are bringing it or whether someone else is bringing it, delete. Like quick, fast, and in a hurry. Start ridding yourself. There's some clothes. This is not negative, but it is. There's some clothes that you've been hanging on to. Like, one day I'm going to get back into these clothes. No, you're not. Not those clothes. Get rid of them. Stop thinking about getting back into yesterday's clothes. You're like, but. No buts. If you want to get your body in shape, right? Yes, Natalie, get out of those frumpy clothes. If you want to get your body in shape, here's what you do. Get rid of yesterday's clothes and make a commitment to some new clothes. Make a commitment. Look, you're going to be clothed in strength and honor anyway. Why don't you put on a new garment too? Don't put on a garment that just, this is stretched out and this is a little worn. No. Go ahead and let it go. It's love TKO, right? Let your love knock it out. Let your love knock it out the closet, right? Like, you know what? I got to let this go. There's some stuff we've been holding on to that is so yesterday's season. And you wonder why you keep circling back to the same experiences of life. Well, you keep circling back to the same experiences of life. Go buy. Look, this right here is free, right? This not, you're not being charged for this. So here's what you do. You're saving money right now. So here's what you do. Go out with the money you're saving right now. Go buy yourself one new garment that you currently cannot fit. Okay? Buy it a size smaller, maybe 2. Go ahead and live your best dream. Go ahead. Don't try to put it on in the store. Just go ahead and hold it up. Like, you know what? I would look good in this. Hold it up to yourself. And then you go ahead and buy it and you put it in your closet. Not in the back either. Go ahead and put it in the front so that when you open your closet doors, you see it. You say, just tell it every day. Just start speaking to your garment and just say, I'm coming for you. I'm going to wear you and I'm going to look good wearing you. You know why? You're like, Brian, that sounds so stupid. No, it's not. Do you know why you would do that? Because what you're going to say, you're talking to a garment, but you're also talking to yourself. When you speak, there is a vibration that happens in your being. There's something that happens in your vocal cords. Words now leave, but as they leave, they're also returning. You hear the words that you say. Encourage yourself. Start talking like, look, I went out and bought this shirt because I'm going to wear this shirt and I'm going to look good in this shirt. Come on now. If you can't be your own cheerleader, don't expect anybody else to rah-rah for you. Come on now, this is your moment. And you're going to do it because you're going to discipline yourself. Right? Listen, I want us for a moment, I'm going to do this, 20-second timeout. I want us for a moment to realize something. Especially those in the audience that say we love God. Okay? I need to say something to you. You may have heard this before. How can you love God, who you cannot see, and not love your neighbor, who you can see? You might be thinking, Brian, what does that have to do with anything right now? Listen, how can you love God, who you cannot see? Something that you cannot see. How can you love something that you cannot see and not love your neighbor that you can see? Something that you can't see. Okay. So here's the thing. If you think that you are so in love with your vision and all that, the thing that, that's inside your mind, oh, I love my vision and all that, but you're not taking care of physical things that you can do, you don't love it. You don't love it. See, you can talk about loving the invisible, what you see, your purpose, and the plan for your life. You can talk about loving it. Oh, I love this idea. Oh, yeah? Let me see you take care of some business in the natural. See, it's great to live in your mind because it doesn't require anything of your body. Like commitment. Girl, I just love you. I love you. I love you. Is that right? Yes, babe, I love you. Girl, you are my girl. I love you. Really? Well, how come you're not taking action then? Well, about that. See what I'm saying? Right? Like, if you love me, I'm going to see the fruit of your love. There's going to be some action. If you love you, there should be some fruit of your action. Like, what? Okay, you love you? Yes, I love myself. I've been loving myself for so long. What do you do? What do you do? Let me see the proof. Right? Like, let me see. Show me. I love my body. My body's God's temple. Is that right? Yes, it is God's temple. Okay. What are you doing to take care of it? Not what are you thinking? What are you doing? I want to know what you're doing. The little girl the other day, she's 11 years old, and she's like, Mr. Brian, can I ride this horse? Can I get up on the stallion? He's the biggest thing in the barn. She's the smallest thing in the barn, the youngest one in the barn. But she had decided after walking this horse around and grooming him up for a few days, she said, can I get on this horse? See, it had been in her mind that she wanted to ride the horse for months and months and months. She was like, one day I'm going to ride Arizona. That's the big stallion. I said, oh, really? Yep, I'm going to ride him. She's telling me I'm going to ride him. But guess what? The first day I said, okay, take him out of the stall. You know what she said? No, I'm scared. I'm like, oh, but you're going to ride him. Yeah, I'm going to ride him. Take him out the stall. No, I'm scared. Don't tell me you want it, but you're not willing to do the thing. Don't tell me you want your marriage to be better, but you're not willing to spend no quality time. Don't tell me, oh, I want my marriage. Oh, really? Do you now? Yeah, I want my marriage. I want my marriage to be right. I want an amazing marriage. Then why are you dating everybody? Stop. Come on now. Because people say my standards are too high. So I'm just trying to find. Look, stop. Okay, stop. Right? Look, your husband does not want to be the last on the long list of samples. Hello? Come on now. Think about it. You're like, I'm going to sample all these people to get to my husband who is last. He don't want to be the last on a long list. But Brian, how will I know? Because you'll be committed to your standards. And your standards will go before you. And your standards will tell somebody, no, you don't even qualify. Like, how you know I don't qualify? Because I'm looking at you. You're not my type. Like, you're short. I want tall. You're bald. I want a man bun, whatever. See, we got to start thinking like, if you really committed to what you say, you got to take that vision and walk it back to your right now. And listen, let's just stay on the topic of marriage here for a second. If you're dreaming of the love of your life, please don't tell me that between you and the love of your life, you are dreaming of how many people you can sample along the way. Come on now. Who does that? On the pathway to the love of my life, the marriage that I'm dreaming of, there are just a lot of samples. Come on now. We don't want that. Well, how will I get there? Standards. How will I get there? Commitment. See, you don't know. Once you commit to yourself, things start to change. Like, what do you mean, Brian? Let's go back to the physical. How about commit to your health and wellness? You're like, all right, I'm committed. I did my 40 days. I hired Brian on day 40. I started my program. Now he has me on this program. I'm out walking. I exercise and boom, boom, boom. I've been doing this now 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, a year, whatever. Like you've been going through. Now, one day, all of a sudden, a year later, you're in different shape. You're in different condition. So you're doing different things. And this day you're out riding the bike. Your bike gets a flat tire. You pull over on the side of the road. And then somebody comes riding by. Excuse me, ma'am, do you need some help? Sure. Sure, I need a little help. My tire is a little flat. Oh, I just happen to have a little fixer flat that I always keep with me when I'm riding my bike. We put a little of this in your tire, you'll be good to go. Do you mind if I help you? I don't mind at all. Now, let's take a little stop. What is that? We talked about this. You know what that is? That's dropping the handkerchief. Another topic for another day. That's a handkerchief drop. When you drop the handkerchief and somebody sees it and they pick it up, ma'am, you drop this. Sometimes a fella needs an opportunity to serve you. Side note, that was for free. Sometimes that's needed. Sometimes I just need a little, I'm just in a little distress. Let me go ahead and let you help me. Spark up a conversation. But anyway, you might think this is all like, oh, that's too much. That's all too dreamy. No, it's not. And you might not believe what I'm about to tell you, but I'm going to say it anyway, because you know me, you know what I'm going to talk about, you know how I'm going to talk about and where it comes from. God sees your commitment. God knows you're committed. So God, who knows you've been committed to yourself, you've been faithful with what you have, says, you know what, at this point now, oh yeah, I can bless her. I can bless him with this next opportunity because they've been so committed. They're not going to sit there and be all destructive and disruptive into somebody's life. And I'm going to bring a good gift into their life because they're ready to handle a good gift because they've been so committed to the good gift that they are that I can bless them with something greater. And so now their life is going to be even more abundantly because the blessings of the Lord make rich and addeth no sorrow. So I'm about to enrich you with this blessing. Well, you might not think that way, but it is good talk. It is good language. It is a good thought. The blessing of the Lord makes rich. You've been being faithful to your health. Guess what happens? Now you're feeling healthier. That's the blessing of the Lord making rich. Your life is being enriched. The mountain that you once could not climb, now you're standing on top of that mountain. Now, guess what? The bottom of the mountain looks a whole lot different from the top of the mountain. You have now a mountaintop experience and point of view. The blessings of the Lord make it the rich. See, your effort, your commitment from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain changes your perspective. Come on, like how many other things how many other places does this apply? The process changes you. That's why commitment to the process is so important. And the commitment to the process starts with step one. The most simple action that you can do and repeat. What is the most simple action that you can do and repeat? You don't have a commitment issue. You have a directional issue. Right? You just have not been committed in the right direction. So in order to change the direction, let's watch real time. I'm sitting here, I'm facing you. Okay, I'm going to change directions. Here are my thoughts. I'm going to change my direction. So because I'm going to change my direction, the most simple action after my thought that I could do was start to turn my head. So boom, I start to turn my head, and then watch what happens. The more I turn my head, at a certain point, my head It cannot turn anymore, but my mind told my head to turn. And in my head are my eyes. And so I'm going to go from you to now turning, and my focus has now changed. My focus is no longer here. My focus is there. And I can see you out of my peripheral vision, but you are not my focus. My focus is over here. And so if I want to continue to move that way, if I want to move that way, now the rest of me has to start to turn. So simple. So simple. But it starts with a simple, I'm just going to, before I can turn 180 degrees, I need to turn 1 degree. Be encouraged tonight. You are 1 degree away from the greatest change in your life. I've never told anybody that ever before. That just came out of my mouth and into my mind for the first time. You are 1 degree away from your greatest change. Like, at this point, there should be celebrations happening all over the world right now because we're that close. You're that close. You're that close. You're that close. You're 1 degree away from the greatest relationships of your life. You're 1 degree away from the healthiest body of your life. You're 1 degree away from your business starting and launching. You're 1 degree away from being a better parent and being more engaged. You're 1 degree away. So here's my question. What is your 1 degree? What's your 1 degree for the vision that you have? I'm gonna have to rewatch this myself because this is encouraging. Like, if it doesn't encourage you, I'm glad that you're here to see me be encouraged. Man, think about that. 1 degree away. So don't be overwhelmed anymore. Stop telling yourself that I have commitment issues. Don't tell yourself that anymore. You've just been committed in an undesirable direction. Now you are going to shift your commitment in a different direction. You can do that. You're good at it. I love helping women when they want to lose weight, right? They're like, I want to lose weight. And really, it's more detailed than that. It's not really just weight, because weight is just a number. I'm like, no, I understand. You want to decrease body fat. I got it. I love helping women decrease their body fat and become strong. That's why I enjoy doing that, right? And they say, but I just can't make a commitment. I'm like, it's not true. You've just been in an unhealthy direction. You can do this. You can shift your whole life right now. If you would make a 1 degree decision, your whole life can change. 1 degree, 40 days. You commit 40 days, 1 degree a day. Guess what? At the end of 40 days, you got 40 degrees. See, some people think right now, I hear you right now, right? This is encouraging you because you thought all that time you didn't go to school and you were a failure and you don't have a degree. Guess what? 40 days from now, you're going to have 40 degrees. But tomorrow, you're going to have 1 degree. Go ahead and be happy, right? You're not a failure. You are one decision away from having a degree. Tomorrow, at the end of 24 hours tomorrow, once you make this decision, you will have 1 degree. Just go ahead and encourage yourself. Like, oh, shucks, I'm 1 degree. I'm 1 decision away from having a degree. At the end of these 40 days, I'm going to have 40 degrees. Simple ways to help yourself. Very practical. You can do this. This you can do. Everybody that wants to get in shape, don't exercise. Lay your clothes out. That's it. But don't butt it. Don't butt it. Don't think. Let me just say this. I want you already right now, because I hear somebody saying that's not enough. Yes, it is, because what you were doing was nothing. What you were doing was in the negative. What your behavior used to be was a negative behavior that was taking away life from you. So right now we need to get into the positive. So do the one thing, because the one thing is a positive that now has you in the right direction. So do not, please, 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 please. I'm begging right now. Now, you don't want to see a grown man beg. See, Mary T, she said it. Get out of my head. See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew someone was going to say, like, that's not enough. Yes, it is. Because you need 40 days. 40 days in the Bible, it was a time of testing, right? The number 40, 40 days, 40 years, right? Those were testing times. So I'm not asking you for 40 years of laying out your clothes, 40 days. Before you say it's not enough, it is more than what you had been doing. If you're at how do I get started? That's a step that is more. If you're at I've already been doing some things. Okay, then you find your next step. That's all. Find your next step. I've been walking 5 minutes a day. Great. Bump it up. Let's see if you can do 6. Let's do 6 minutes a day. Don't go for 10. Don't go for 20. No, no, no. Don't do that. I need you to win every single day. And your victory is coming from intentional commitment. It is not coming from results. Stop looking for the results. But I was trying to lose 20 pounds. Don't. Because you're not ready yet mentally to do what it takes to show up physically for that. There's a process, right? Like there's all kinds of different ways to fast. I'm like, okay, I'm going to show up and I'm going to fast. I'm going to do a water fast. Why? I know I can do that. I'm prepared for that. I tell people all the time, you want to lose weight? Stop eating. Just do a water fast with me. They're like, I'm not ready for that. I know, it's fine. That is totally fine. I'm in a different place. But I have history. I have a history of being too small, so I had to work hard to make the team. I've had histories of things in my mind. I can look back and I can see a lot of victories. I'm like, yep, you committed to that. You said you were going to play Division I sports. You did it. What did you do? You shoveled snow. You threw a baseball against the wall in the middle of a winter because no one wanted to play catch with you. So like I have a history of doing hard things in order to get to the next level. So now I try to find hard things to help me get to the next level, right? Like when I'm afraid, fear is my opportunity for the next level. So I start looking for that. But I have a history of winning. I have a history of success. I think like I'm a winner. I'm like, I'm a winner. No, I win. And so the shift happens when you go from feeling like and thinking that you're a loser, like I always lose. I'm never commitment. It never happens. As you start to get smaller incremental wins, your mindset about yourself begins to change because you now have a frame of reference that is different. And you now start remembering wins and not losses. Okay. This is why we're going. This is why we got this. All that time, all these people have been telling you all these things. Oh, just take this supplement and buy this or do that. Nope. They forgot to tell you. Start off with the next step. Start with your first step. So you have a new frame of reference. All right, here we go. Your 1 degree. Do you want to be committed? If you're committed to your 1 degree, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the chat. What your 1 degree change will be. Your 1 degree is the most simple step that you can take right now. I don't want you overwhelmed by it. I don't want you stressed by it. What's a simple step that you can take and repeat? Take the step, repeat the step. You can do this. I know you can. You got this. Father, thank you for this day that you have made for us to rejoice and be glad. Thank you for the breakthrough in this moment, right now, today, where someone now has hope of victory, that they have now crossed over their mind to the winning side, and they are seeing how they can do this. Whatever their this is, whatever the thing is in their life that they see, they now see how it could actually happen. And I thank you for that. I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for those that are here live and those that are part of Team Replay. I thank you for them being here. And I pray, Lord, tonight that they would be so encouraged with everything that they've heard, that they can know that the obstacles that they have been facing, those giants that have been standing before them, those giants are coming down. Those giants are getting ready to take a fall because our commitment has shifted away from the undesirable into that is desired. And so I pray the strength. I pray the dedication. I pray that each and every person that decides to take action, that they would see that the action that they're taking is an action that is a good seed being planted in good soil, and that it will grow. That change is coming. That they making this shift, they are changing their life. And by your power and your grace, they will see their greatest dreams being brought to life. That the thing that they see in their mind, Lord, let them know that that is just as real and even more so than what they face in their current situation, because this current situation is passing. And we are moving forward toward the thing that we see. We are pressing towards a higher calling, a higher mark, and we will not stop until we get there. So, Lord, please encamp your angels around each and every one. Let them be protected in their mind, their body, their soul, their spirit. Replenish them, renew them, even as they move forward in victory. Let it be the beginning of the best days of their lives. And I thank you in advance, counting it as done. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. I raise my big mug to you. I appreciate you being here on a Friday. Time for you. Take action. 1 degree of change will change your whole life. I love you much. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. See ya.